Hi, this is Jennifer Cambridge, and I'm back with another challenge with Ronnie Sue Scrapper, Crafty Maggie, and Paper KK. This one is make your own background. So I am using a little bit of gesso here because I will be using gelatos later. So I painted that over the whole surface, and now I'm drying it. And I hit it with heat on the front and the back just to keep it from curling up too much. Here I rub red gelato, and it is, I'm not sure what it's called, there's no name on it. Anyway, it's just red. And I squirt it with my water pen and brush it with my brush, and I actually really hated it, and I'm still not very happy with it, but this is my first time to use gelatos. And I started by using some packaging, but I didn't like that, and so I started all over again, and this is the result. But anyway, here is a little bit of gold gelato. I spray that too, and then I'm going to go over it with my brush just to get some diagonal strokes on the page. And then I decide to, it's just not, I don't know, it's not doing what I thought it would do, and I know I just needed to have more patience and work a little better with it, but I wasn't feeling patient. So I decided to add more red to the layout. And the reason I picked red was that my son in the photo that I'm going to put on here is wearing a red shirt. I spray that down with water, and once again I use my brush to spread it out, but this time I'm not pressing as hard. I'm kind of just letting the brush do more of the work, and I'm liking the strokes at the end better than what was happening on the other side. So I rub more red gelato on, and this time I wipe it down with the brush similar to what I did on the other side, and I like it a little better. And it's thick, the color's a little thicker this time than before. And honestly, still looking at it, it just looks like a mess to me, but that's okay. I dry it with the heating tool, and then I use the stencil that I got from Ronnie Sue Scrapper, and I want to get a few dots here and there, and this one says love across it, and then I place them in just a few random places around my layout. My intention at this point is to leave them white, and I guess I could have, and it would have looked okay, but at the time that I was doing this, they seemed to stand out a little too much. Here I use a little bit of Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and it's the gold. Then I remember that I have this Elegant Finish metallic paint. It's champagne gold, and I go ahead and I just brush it onto first just the heart and the one that says love, because I wanted them to stand out a little bit, and I heat them up just to dry it. But then I decide I really like the look of the gold on them, and I like it better than the white, so I think, okay, I'm going to use my paintbrush, but it showed the streaks really bad. So I stopped using my brush because really nothing was working. I was trying side to side, up and down, swirling in circles, dabbing it, and it just all looked really bad. So what I end up doing is getting rid of the paintbrush and just using the tip of my finger, and I really like the way that made it look, especially in person. I think it looks better than here on the screen. So I cover all of the circles with the gold. My one problem with it is that I now have 3 different shades of gold going on. There's the gold in the background, the Heidi Swap color shine, and this metallic paint. But I live with it, and in the end, most of the background gold is covered anyway. This is the picture of my son. He's a little bit of a ham. He likes to show off for the camera, and if it gets him a laugh, he'll do anything for a laugh. So this picture was taken by his 4th grade teacher at the beginning of the school year, and it has kicked around for a little over a year before I scrapbooked it. I mean, he had it in his room and in his backpack and who knows where else. So it's a little bit curled. I made sure that I put plenty of adhesive on. But I used some of the papers that I used. The yellow one that's behind the photo, that is from the Stitched collection, Amy Tangerine. It's called Interlock. And then the one behind that has a red and cream pattern, and it's from Jelly Bean Soup, Soup Staples 3. And then this one that I'm cutting the fishtail in, that paper is from We Are Memory Keepers Shine Brilliant. And I just cut in about 1 inch and then cut my fishtails across. The paper that's laying on the desk that I'm going to use next is gray with some white stars, and it's on my desk by Paisley Press, Gossamer Blue. I cut it into a 4-inch strip, and at first I'm just going to stick it on, and then I realized no, I want to cut it too, and maybe I shouldn't have, I don't know, but I go ahead and I cut the fishtail in one end, and I lay it down and put the rest of the, well, okay, I cut the fishtail on the other side, then I hold my picture onto it, but what happens is it's not the right length. I want the one that's attached to the photos already to be shorter than the gray one on my desk, so I cut a little bit more off of it, and here I go ahead and stick it on. I just wanted the one behind to be a little bit bigger. And then I hold it up to the layout here to see if, is this gonna work? I want to make sure that I'm not covering too much. Then I use my pop-up dots, and I'm not gonna make you watch me do this because it took forever. Most of them were tiny dots, you can see right there. Then I stick them on my layout, making sure to make most of those dots show, because I didn't want to go through all the trouble of making them then just cover them. And that's where I stick it, place it. Here I put my title, and once again I am using the Solstice from Pink Paisley stickers. I was determined, and the only reason I really used these was to use them up. I want to use all these up. I really like them. But the thing I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to was the fact that I just put teal on a page that had no teal. So I will add some more later in an embellishment. I used a gold tag over there on the right, and I'm trying to decide which saying to place with that. I have several options. The one I go with is one that right here that says love, love, love. And I have a few little strips that I'm going to attach to this tag, and they say, so much love, I treasure you, and this makes me happy. And so I put each one of them on top of this tag hanging off the right hand side, and then I'm going to place it on the right side of the layout. But what I want to do, because that photo is popped up, is put pop-up dots on one side and adhesive on the other so that it's even. And then I have these, they're pop-up dots, but they're strips. So I take one of the strips off, and it exposes all the sticky. I use my close to my heart scissors that are non-stick, so you can cut sticky things with them, and they do not stick to your scissors. So I cut up all the little pieces behind the words love, 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 and place it where I want it. And they pop off the page really well. This says high five, and the reason I put it on was because of the till to kind of help with the title. I really should have put blue over on, or some of the teal over on the right hand side, but I didn't. At the last minute, I decided to stick on these feathers. I don't do it here, but later I put a pop-up dot on the tip of each feather so it stands off the page a little bit. And here I have pop-up dots on one side and adhesive on the other, just the same as the tag, so that it lays flat and even over the edge of the picture. I decided to do my journaling. On this it says blank equals love, and so I wrote Cruz equals love, and then I wrote, this is a picture that Cruz's teacher took of him at the beginning of his 4th grade year. He sure knows how to pose. I love you, Mom. And I put that on pop-up dots too, and place it just left of the title. And that is the end. I actually go back in and I place it on top of some gray wool, close to my heart, cardstock, because I just felt like it needed a little more support. But thank you for watching, and join us next week. We will be working with cork, so I'll see you then. Bye.